got that new thing for ya. It's so exciting. I got that new thing for ya. You know it's flying.
Bringing to you the latest fashions, designs, and trends. It's the guru, Ashford, the brand.
So exciting. You know it's flying. You know it's flying.
Welcome to Ashford the Brand, fashion designer and trend-setting guru. Today's guest, we have Kendall from Scooops the Brand. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad to have you on the show. Finally got you on the show, man. So I have a few questions. Starting off, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. So, name's Kendall Lawson. I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia, but my parents were in the Navy. So, military brat, lived in about 10 different states. Virginia is where pretty much I call home because we lived here for so long, and even when we moved away, we always seem to come back somehow.
Yeah.
So the 757 definitely has a big part of me too.
Okay. Wow. I knew you from Atlanta.
Oh yes, born and raised College Park.
So tell me. Okay. So I know you have a clothing line. Tell us a little bit about your. Is it Scoop?
Yes. So Scooops Clothing. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur growing up. I used to go spend time with my dad, and he's always been like a free thinker, as I like to think of him. So he always had me listen to like entrepreneurship podcasts and reading like Black Enterprise magazines growing up, and we always used to do like small projects trying to just create something of my own, help me out with my creativity, things like that. And when I went to college, so I went to High Point University down in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
I actually was a entrepreneurship major. So this is back in 2008, and everybody's like, oh, what is an entrepreneurship major? Like, you can't do anything with that. Pretty much it's just business administration, and then you have, of course, your core classes that really tailor you towards entrepreneurship and letting you know, like, all the ins and outs and what to expect. So from there, fast forward to senior year, I had to start a project. And create your own business, and that's when Scooops was created. We had to do the business plan, financial plan, present it to class. I went a little bit above and beyond. I had like some samples made with my logos. I had a website made. I had like photo shoots with my friends and things like that, because I did play soccer. So and then my friends also were very, like, I guess, in the creative span. So like made music, did photography, shot videos. So we all kind of like made it our own project in the beginning, just because it was something cool, fun, different that we hadn't done in the past 3 years. And now we're seniors and about to head out. We want to leave with something. So from there, once I graduated, honestly, it just kind of snowballed, and I was like, man, this is, other than playing soccer, this is the most fun thing I've done in school. So just kind of kept that going, and then we fast forward to today, and it's still rolling.
Wow, you started early.
Yes.
You did start
Yes.
early.
I wish I bought stock in Shopify back then when it was like $15 a share, and I had been paying off for like 10 years, and now I'm like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. So
wow,
yeah, but it's been a learning experience for sure.
Any home ec classes in school or none of that?
I did in like 6th grade. I did sewing, but other than that, I taught myself how to sew. I did have like a sewing instructor probably for about 3 months, but even before that, I read several books and watched YouTube and just kind of like trial and error until I felt that I was ready to start spending money to actually learn, to have somebody show me the professional way how to do it. So that was definitely helpful too.
At what point did you, or what age did you actually come into fashion?
I have to say maybe like 16 is probably the age. That was probably like end of sophomore year going into junior year of high school. That's when fashion really started to be a big part of me. I took fashion classes in high school as well. Okay. So I took fashion marketing and advanced fashion marketing. So that's really when I kind of got to see like the ins and outs, and it was just something cool rather than like your traditional school topics, or if like you do accounting or some type of math or science, history, things like that. I was like, wow, this is something different. I kind of get to be myself and then explore not just like what's going around here, but kind of all over the world, because it's all tied together at the end of the day.
So even then, did you, even far as like your dressing, because you're a trendsetter. Did you always dress basically create your own, or was it just trend?
Back then, let's see. So I would say all the way up until 10th grade, it was more so like trend.
Okay.
Of course, I was younger, so bigger, like baggier clothes or
Yeah.
things like that. So you always had like the tall tees and stuff. And I was from the South. So like when I moved back to Virginia from Florida, I was living in Cocoa Beach, Florida at that time.
Okay.
So when I moved back here, I was kind of like out of the loop in the fashion game. Yeah, down in the South, this is what we wear. But when I got back up here, I was like, oh, this is a completely different ball game. It's not it's not the same. They're not rocking Reeboks and Feelers and tall tees with the slouch socks.
Yeah.
So, I did change up a little bit, but honestly, my first snap moment into where I was like, wow, this is fun. I bought a pair of pretty much skinny jeans.
Yeah.
This was my junior year of high school. And the shoe appeal that I had, the way my shoes looked compared to like all my baggy jeans was just, I was like, this is it right here. And then kind of from there, that's when I got more into like the tailored slim fit clothing. So I took all like my baggy jeans, took them to the tailor, got sized and fitted and got them all, reconstructed pretty much so they can fit my body and make my shoes look good. Then I started getting more into like, the prep style, Ralph Lauren. Still wore a lot of streetwear, but I definitely tailored my game more so to be like prep style and polo was really all I wore from like 2006 maybe to like 2000. I mean, I still wear it today, but maybe it's like 2013. It was nothing but Ralph Lauren for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, because I like I said, when I matter of fact, when we first met, it was at the Beard Festival. Yeah. And so I like I said, I looked at a lot of everybody and I was like, well, everybody looks the same. But then like I think I came outside and I seen you, I was like, yo, real different. And I know you probably run across a lot of people want to wear what you wear. Which is good that I guess it's good that you do have your own line because I can't wear everything you wear, but you can make stuff so they can, they can look like, dress like you. Because I want to say the only person I've seen that's probably reminds me a little bit of your style, but not quite, and that's Pharrell Williams.
Oh, well, thank you. That's
yes.
an awesome compliment.
And I'm like, when I seen that T-shirt, which I want you to tell us a little bit about the new T-shirt also. But I seen like some of your stuff, and I'd be like, yo, I wonder if for real seen this though. And then I thought about one time just tagging his name in it. Like, you need to check this out because this is Virginia Beach, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
So you like. Right there. Up on I was like, yo, he need to see this right here. So, tell us a little more about your clothing lines.
So 3 Scoops, honestly, it is my baby now. Been doing that since late 2012, really early 2013 is when things, once I graduated and it was like, oh, I don't have to do this for a project anymore. This is just if I want to still continue to do it or not. And honestly, it just gave me a sense of freedom. I was working at managing like a soccer shop at that time. I was a soccer player, so it really fit hand in hand.
Yeah.
And then it was a small business too, so he was really able to show me like the daily activities of what I need to do, what I need to expect in order to be a successful entrepreneurship. And he gave me a lot of ownership in terms of running his shop, which, when he has 5 stores now. Since I've left, so it was good to see like where we started with just one store, and now he pretty much owns a lot of the East Coast in terms of like soccer wear because he's really grown. And I actually stepped aside from that job to pretty much move back to Virginia Beach to really pursue my dream. So we built his business up to where I was like, all right, I think I can leave out and everything will be good. I created systems and things like that, and I was like, I've done so much work for him. Like I wonder if I can take this on myself. So
and you can,
yeah,
you will.
And I needed to know that. I knew that I needed to move back here because for one, all my friends and family for the most part are here. But 2, the creative scene is so slept on. I feel like in the Hampton Roads.
Yeah,
I feel like yes, there's New York's and Atlanta and Texas and Cali and all these places with great creativity, but we have all of that here, and I will easily be able to say if I find somebody that can do something really cool somewhere else, I can find somebody just as good here.
Oh yeah.
We're just, you know, a little bit more under the radar, I like to say. So
Yeah.
I knew I could come back here and make things work. And being, you know, from a coastal area all the time, I don't ever want to live landlocked. That's just not for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me go back, you know, regroup, grow my brand here. And then, you know, if it's time to make moves as things progress, then I can do that too.
So who was one of your influences that?
I can give you three right off the top. So definitely Pharrell.
Okay.
Definitely Kanye and Ralph Lauren. Honestly, those are probably like my three biggest that I always kind of look to for like styling and inspiration and things like that. So yeah, those are.
See, I can kind of see. Now you named the three. I can kind of see the three. Definitely for real, because it's like I say, he's the only person I've seen with that same style a little, but like I say, you just tweak yours a little different. But yeah, and man, I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I'm loving it. I sat out there a few minutes ago and I just seen the new stuff that you posted on social media. Man, I'm staying up on it. And another question is, in the celebrity world, who would be, like, say, I guess they would be your biggest influences, or right. your favorites would be those three?
Yes, or if I had to like dress somebody. So I've always thought about it like, all right, if I had to like style a celebrity or like give my brand a personality that's a celebrity, I honestly would probably choose someone like Big Sean. And that's more so, I think he's always been himself. So I definitely like that. He does have like good style. He always makes things like look very well. And then like to me, he's more so like just very chill. You know, he doesn't go above and beyond and try to like, you know, grab everyone's attention, but what he does grabs your attention. Rather than, you know, being that person that's just in your face. He's just like, I'm going to let my work speak for myself.
Yeah.
So I've always thought about, if I had to style somebody or, you know, say, oh, what's your brand personality? I would feel comfortable saying like, oh, Big Sean for a current person that a lot of people would be familiar with.
And, you know, it would be great if some of those celebrities would, like, let somebody like yourself style their outfit for the awards, you know, the red carpet or something like that. Actually, and you wouldn't need but that one. That's you own.
Right.
Like your brand would it'll fly from there. Me myself, I'm just stuck on Andre 3000.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Andre.
I'm just like so stuck on him because, like I said, he himself.
Yeah, all the time.
He's himself. And I find it's much easier probably too. If you open-minded like he is.
Right.
Like the first time I've seen somebody with some fur pants on, some shoulder pads, man. I'm like, but you know, you wouldn't think people will wear it, but people will actually wear this stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. They just need some validation, basically. So what like in the future, what do you see yourself?
So I'm actually working on some things right now to set the future the way I kind of want it to be. So the big one is the Agenda Trade Show, which is in Vegas. So it's pretty much like one of the world's largest streetwear shows. And that's where you can go and find like, you know, vendors. So I'll be there as a brand. I'll have you find stores. I'm the vendor. The stores come find me to purchase from me to, you know, outfit, you know, like their planograms and put me in their stores and sell the merchandise and stuff. So since it's like one of the biggest ones in the world and they're actually like fully opened up, I guess, you know, COVID obviously is still out there, but they're following the good guidelines that they've been given and they've hit capacity for what they can do. So it's good to have that amount of traffic. And of course, I'm still going to be safe out there.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to give so much exposure because it's not only like limited to the East Coast or it's not only limited to West Coast. It's literally like the entire world flies in to be at this trade show because this is where people are going to find like the next best thing. So going there, my goal is to sign at least 5 to 10 deals with, you know, businesses around the United States. Yeah. I'm not looking to do any business with like big box stores like a Dillard's or a Macy or anyone that's trying to, you know, purchase outrageous amount of units.
Yeah.
Because it's not, of course I want to sell, I want to make money, but at the same time I want to like preserve the identity of the brand. And I don't want to just, you know, just throw it out there and mass produce it. And then after 2 years, everyone's like, oh, well, that was fun. And I have to.
Yeah.
So that's the idea from there. Is just go meet as many people as I possibly can, get the brand name out there, do a great job, have my collections made. I'm actually planning my collections now all the way out until fall 2022. So that should be done by like end of the summer. I'll have all of those created. Go there with my like my tech sheets and my line sheets and all that stuff, and just be able to sell for right then, and then also sell for future orders. Because when I'm not doing hand in hand and I can sell 1,000 items at once, that's going to free up a lot of time, give me a little bit more money to kind of make some moves and try some things that I'm not able to try now.
So you actually be like basically selling items at the trade show also.
But it's only wholesale. You can't sell. Yeah, you're not able to sell like one-offs to people and things like that. They try to prohibit that from people trying to like grab as much money as they can while you're there. If you're doing a great job, then they're assuming that you're going to get some big orders, and that should be able to last you.
So you basically getting the orders and stuff out there,
right?
And I understand what you're saying too with the mass production, because like say you hit the dealers and stuff like that, then you make money and you make a lot of money, but it's like kind of like you just slow walking it, and because I was guy was telling me, he said that about this. Okay, this guy hit a shirt and he wanted, I think he was selling the shirts maybe for like $20 or $25 a shirt, but then they had a company that come up and they wanted to buy his brand, buy his idea, and offer him like $1 million or something like that. But like you saying, you want to go out there, you don't want to go too mass production. Mm-hmm. Of course, you're gonna have to. I don't know if you would sew your clothes or manufacture. Right,
so it's manufactured. So I'm not, sitting there trying to come up with. I'm hoping to get, at least an order of like 5,000 units throughout like all the companies, something like that. But yeah, so I don't have to sit down and sew that myself. I work with a family manufacturer overseas that makes everything happen for me.
But most is like what stores that you offer to smaller stores out there?
For the most part, it'd be I'm assuming like more mom and pop, like streetwear type stores. Okay. Maybe they do have a couple locations, but it's nothing that's gonna require me to do a $500,000 order, and they only gonna give me $100,000 up front, and I gotta front the rest of it. Okay. So nothing like that.
So I got another interesting question. And I know you, like I say, he's very fashionable. You know a lot of history, some history about fashion. Tell me a little bit about design, or like Balenciagos, or
Okay.
Because like I say, it just seemed like to me it just popped out of nowhere,
right.
And all of a sudden I started seeing them, and I was like, "What's these shoes? They expensive." Like I said, my cousin, the first person I think I was telling me about it, I was like, "What is Balenciaga?" So I looked it up, but never know where it come from.
Right. Balenciaga, I read a book on him, and it's very interesting because he doesn't have, like, you can't really find that much on him because he was so secluded to himself. He was really like, fashion is what he did. He was dedicated to it. He didn't really go out to everything else. The only reason that they even have this book is because his main, I know I'm using the wrong word, I think it's called like a atelier, I want to say is maybe how you pronounce it, but pretty much like a high quality seamstress that works with all his clients. She worked with him her entire career, so she was able to give kind of like a first person perspective because no one else was able really to get that close to him and give us this information. But pretty much he just started off like his high fashion house. Of course, he started in Spain. I want to say he was like 11 when he started like really like sewing and getting into it and things like that. So he was kind of like a child prodigy. He was destined to be great from a very young age. And then of course he, went overseas and did all that great stuff. And by then, he opened his own fashion house and just kept working and coming out with collections and working with, very high end, like politicians and I guess, I don't want to say kings and queens, but, people that, held high positions back then in different countries and was able to just scale and grow business and pretty much take over like fashion shows, and he was so detail oriented, and he did, you know, so much of his own sewing and creating, and you know, he was really like a full circle, to whereas a lot of people work with other people to create what they want. He was able to kind of take ownership and do all of it himself.
Oh wow!
And then once more so like ready to wear started to come in, so of course you see like your Ralph Lauren's and things like that. Once you know you can purchase in, I guess, just in a store and walk out in an outfit rather than have it like tailored and customized and do all that good stuff. You know, eventually he kind of like was like, hey, well, I guess like my time is a little bit done, and close shop. Just he didn't even tell his employees. He just closed shop.
Cause he didn't have employees anyway, right? Just
he did,
oh,
but
okay.
they were people that, you know, helped service clients and customers that would come in. So they did like the sizing and, you know, some of the sewing and things like that to obviously help out. But yeah, he just closed the shop, moved back to Spain, and kind of like lived out his days from there. And then his family kind of reopened and kept everything running. And obviously, you know, still a great brand, and that's what they're doing today. But I was very shocked on, you know, the origins of Balenciaga. So it was a fun read.
I kind of like the idea of what you call it, the like said Balenciaga house, you know, the house, yo, and that's like, I mean, it's ideal. Just like to bring something like that out. Cause like I said, you could just go get the outfits now, you just put them on and wear them. But they have to come and get fitted. Can you imagine having a celebrity they got to come to your spot to get fitted? Right. Really, when you got it like that, I don't think you really. I mean, you don't need this, like I said, sell mass production and stuff like that. Could you see yourself doing something like that?
Yes, I definitely have plans to open my own store. Honestly, like I guess a little bit of the background around the brand, and I think it'll help touch into this too. Is for one, the 3 and 3 Scoop stands for comfort, style, relaxation. So I'm all about making people look good, feel good, and just have a good time. One of my slogans is, at the end of the day, everybody wants to look good and have fun. So that kind of like tells you the story of the brand a little bit there.
So the 3 is
comfort, style, relaxation.
And you know, and I was reading that, but I didn't put those 2 together, those 3 together. And I don't know. See, like when I think about Scoop,
ice cream,
of
course. So Scoops is metaphorical for anything that's enjoyable or desirable. Most people are gonna say ice cream, but it really leaves it up to, you know, us and the customers to define what our 3 Scoops are. And a lot of that came, of course, from like Pharrell has Billionaire Boys Club and ice cream and things like that. Obviously, I didn't want to like recreate what they did.
Yeah.
But then also another brand that I've always followed in streetwear is called Johnny Cupcakes. He's more so like a t-shirt designer, does like a lot of graphic tees, really cool brand, been around for a super long time. But like putting those 2 together, I was like, okay, like they both use fun colors, they both have like their own original style, but at the same time, like, you know, they do their own thing. Ice cream, then you have cupcakes, but like neither one of them sell ice cream or cupcakes. So I was like, okay, I can be 3 Scoops. I don't sell ice cream, but at the same time, you can come here and get stylish, comfortable clothing.
It's kind of got that beach,
like
atmosphere kind of feel too.
Right. Being coastal, you know, parents been in the Navy. We've always lived, you know, by the coast, so that's kind of where like that beach aesthetic and the pastel colors and all that stuff kind of, you know, originated from. And I always do like pop-ups, and I have like ships and stuff like that, and you know, just things that kind of remind me of being home at the oceanfront, hanging out.
You doing the pop-ups?
So yes, I actually did one. I did one last weekend at Coalescent Coffee Shop with Crafted VA. So they're just a local company that pretty much helps small businesses, I guess, expand their brand to like the local area. So that was a lot of fun. And I'm gonna do one in Norfolk next weekend called it's at ODU. I want to say it's like marketing on Monarch, something like that. But yeah, it's out there at ODU, and it's apparently really cool. I haven't done it before, so I'm in the process of signing up with that to get on. And you will have your own brand. Yes, I have my own brand there too. Cool. Just what all, like, I know you do the what they call it? Is that called a fleece or like the hoodies and stuff like that? Yeah, quarter zips. So at the show, I will actually have like I'll have button-ups there. I made some hunter jackets. I'll have those there as well. I have tank tops that I've made, and then I'll have sweatpants and rugbies, like long sleeve rugbies that I've made too.
Wow, you ain't into the shoes. You stop making shoes, have you?
Yeah, because the only reason, like, I used to be, I wouldn't say a huge sneakerhead, but all of my friends were big sneakerheads, so I was always in the loop. And the reason I kind of stepped away from shoes is just because that takes away from what I want to put out.
Okay.
So I had to make the hard decision of like, all right, these are cool, they look good, I can style outfits better, but at the same time, like, am I able to? Is it that important to me to where it's gonna take away from where I'm trying to get to? Okay, so of course I still, buy my comfortable shoes or things that kind of match several different outfits, but I don't have a closet of 30 shoes anymore.
Well, I'm thinking about shoes too, so I don't know if it's just me, and you tell me what you think about it. I feel like it's how you put that outfit together, but when you put it together, the shoes is on point. Long the shoes on point. Like I believe you can actually go to Walmart and throw together something and put on some nice shoes. And I don't know. To me, that's why I feel like you can do that. How do you feel about, like,
I think
the shoes is important.
Very important. Because honestly, like, you can put on a white tee and some sweats or some nice pair of jeans and some really nice shoes, and you're winning the game right now. Like,
right?
You can never go wrong with it. Like, I miss buying. There's so many shoes I see out there. I'm like, oh, those are super cool, but I'm like, I'm trying to stay focused and hit those goals. And right now, they just don't fit my picture.
And see, like, and I'm like I said yourself, you have your own style, and I like to stick out, like, and I know it comes with criticism. So, did you have to go through any criticism doing your line? Because I know I did, and still do sometimes, but it is mostly good instead of bad.
Right.
Did you have to go through
that?
Oh
my goodness! Still to this day.
Yeah.
Still to this day, especially back in like 2007, 2008. Like, the Hampton Roads is different from a lot of places. A lot more stuff. Like, yeah, we can be seen conservative, but we also have like a lot of freedom in terms of like how we can express ourselves and things like that. To where you move somewhere else, that's like they don't do that. Everyone does this. You fit in this box, and when you step outside of it, it's weird. So like the biggest transition that I saw was going from like here, and then I went to High Point down in North Carolina.
Okay.
Obviously a lot slower pace, a lot different styling. No ocean there. So when I came with like earrings, tattoos, and bright colored shoes and bright colored clothing, I got all the names you could possibly think of. But I didn't really care because, obviously they're wearing all that stuff now. So even after like 6 months, people that were making fun of me, they're now like wearing doing some of the same things that I was doing. And I was like, it's funny because, 6 months ago, this wouldn't fly. This isn't what, men or boys do. And now to see how things change around, I'm like, oh, you guys wear 10 times as tighter jeans than I do.
Yeah, right? See, I call them, I feel like they're closed-minded. And they just follow trend. Right. But, like I said, you wear it, and they want to laugh, they joke, they talk about it, but then they turn around, and it's like you was ahead of your time, because then all of a sudden they started wearing it. Right. So you played a part in it, because it had to come somewhere. Right. And they was like, okay, I seen somebody before, I seen a dude had on, and he see a lot of other people wearing it, so it was like, yeah, I can pull this off. But like I said, the trend got to start somewhere. I even myself, I don't know if they will ever catch some of the stuff out, because I wear stuff that most people won't think I would wear. And I used to tell people all the time, if you think that I would wear that, then I probably won't wear it. So like I said, I had to ask you because I thought maybe it was just me. I thought somebody just had their head everything something against me. But man, yeah, I love your style. Thank you. And you inspire me. And make, like I said, and sometimes it takes somebody that have confidence to drive confidence into somebody else. Because for a while I wouldn't wear certain stuff because I'd be like, of what other people say. But once you know yourself, once you know that you can wear, you don't wear it for them, but you wear it for yourself. Because I had this thing, and I don't know how you can tell me how you get through it. But like if I can walk somewhere and I have something on, you can hear people like talking, some good, some bad, and you just I like a tunnel vision. I ignore them. They are not even there, and I can hear them, but I don't hear them. Or I don't care. So how do you get?
Honestly, like I check everything before I leave the door. So as long as I'm comfortable with what I'm stepping out with, I just tend to not care.
Not care.
Most part.
Yeah.
Especially as I'm getting older too. Like maybe when I was younger, I cared a little bit more, but I definitely don't care anymore. Yeah.
What tips would you have for like somebody that's trying to get into the field of fashion designer, or for the younger generation out here that's getting into clothes? What tips would you have them far as being themselves, or I guess wearing what they want to wear, or someone like say, or should they just keep following the trend?
Honestly, my biggest thing is like, especially it depends on what part of fashion you want to be in. But if you have a style, or you have like someone that you really look up to and you want to learn more about it, or you have like certain like colors or fabrics that you like to wear, I always say just go to the library and check a book out on whatever it is that you're interested in. Read that book. If you read that book and you finish and you're inspired and you want to learn more, then you're going to do what you want to do. If you read 15 pages and you're like, this is trash, then you're not going to want to do that. So that's always like what I say to go for when you're trying something new. Like, get a book. If you finish, get the smallest book you could possibly get. If it's 20 pages, if you're not going to read 20 pages, obviously you're not that interested in it.
Yeah.
So I always say just go check something out, whatever it is that you're interested in. If you finish it and you still want to continue forward, that lets you know that you're not going to waste your time. But if you won't even give yourself an hour to, read something that you're truly interested in, then you're probably not going to want to move forward with it. And then, also for your, kids younger these days, they have social media.
Yeah.
So they can even if they make like a separate profile from their regular profile and they just follow the fashion things that they're interested in, that's going to give them a perspective like who they either are or who they want to be based on the content that they follow. And then from there, they can kind of start like digging into it a little bit more, seeing like why people wear this, or what looks good on me, what colors.
Yeah.
Because that you have to figure out that too. Like, not every color is for not every person feels comfortable in every color. I'm not gonna say not every color is for every person. So when you try different things out, even if it's just in your home or just looking at stuff on people that look like you, then you can get an idea of how you want to be.
Like, you got some kids, and then what I couldn't get out, but what I was trying to, so you got some kids that say for instance, okay, they want to wear, they love 3 Scoop and they want to wear that, but they worried about what their friends or their peers gonna say, or how they dress, because they ain't got the Jordans on, or the Polo, or or what, different brands, but they want to wear that, but they want to
fit in still.
Yeah, fit in still. So what advice would you give them that, like, say they really want that look, but they don't know how their peers gonna take it?
I say just go with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, just put on the outfit that you feel most comfortable with, show up in it, and if you really like what you're doing, stand by it. Tell the person, oh, you don't even know about this. As soon as you say that, the person will be like, well, what is it? And as long as you got your stuff together and you can tell them what it is and,
that's true,
and why you rock with it, then they're going to start to think themselves like, oh, like, dang, well, you look just like him.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be like, well,
you're right.
You're not wearing, oversized tee, some short shorts, and some Jordan 1s and high socks.
Yeah.
With a fitted on, because that's what everybody else here is wearing. Like, it's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, when, point the mirror at people, they're like, oh, okay, they may be a little bit more open-minded. So I would just say take the risks, try it out.
Good. Yeah.
And, a big thing, too, is, like, you're going to get either hesitation, but you're also going to get looks of, like, oh, that's different. So maybe, the person that you like, who never technically notices you. Now you coming out doing something different.
Yeah,
There's the notice, you know. So it's it's full circle, and you just gotta try stuff out.
Because and now I understand what you're saying too, because you're gonna stick out like this,
Right.
and if you looking like everybody else, nobody really notice you no more than notice him.
Mm-hmm.
But when you stick out like this, if you're trying to get somebody's attention, you just did it. You're right. They gonna look at you.
And I would say more than likely too is like a lot of people like the same. A lot of us like the same things.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't see other people do it.
Okay.
Because like I know I'm always nervous. I do a lot of used to before pandemic, did a lot of talks with high schools, fashion classes. So since I was in DECA and took fashion marketing, I always reach out to like fashion teachers, like, hey, would you like me to come in, do a 45-minute presentation, talk to your students about, just being an entrepreneur, and then also a fashion designer here in the local area that's trying to expand. So I do that. I've done that probably like close to 10 times. And every time I'm super nervous to go in there and talk to high schoolers, because high schoolers are going to tell you the truth. They don't really care about your feelings. They're going to let you know if this is it or if this is not. And I've always gotten good feedback from them, and it's cool because it's a diverse crowd. So sometimes I may be in a school that's a little bit more like a little bit more of a white school. Sometimes I'm in an all black school. Sometimes I'm in a fully diverse school. Sometimes there's a lot of men in the class. Sometimes there's only female and one male in the class. So like I really get to see what everybody thinks, and I've gotten good feedback, even though I'm like, man, I'm nervous to go in here and they could say this stuff is ugly and it's not going to make it. But I believe in it. I speak to them about why I created it and why I believe in it. And I think they pick up that energy and they're like, oh, wow, this is somebody that's a little bit different. He's cool with being himself and not really worrying about what other people are thinking. And a lot of them, follow me on social media. A lot of them buy the clothes and even reach out to me and be like, I had someone reach out to me and ask me to be an intern. And I was like, what? You want to be my intern?
That's big.
Okay, that's cool. Like, you can do anything. You're about to go to college. This is very important for you. You're getting grades for this, and this is where you want to spend your time. All right, let's do it. So, like, you just got to shoot your shot.
Man, you've been very educational to me because, like I said, I'm learning. I'm new in this thing, and I really learned a lot today.
Thank you.
Tell us, what you got coming up in the future.
So biggest thing for the future, of course, is going to be the Agenda Trade Show. Definitely follow us. I would say follow us now on at 3 Scoops on all social media platforms. But for the most part, I would definitely say between mid-July until end of August, that's like I'm planning on doing like a kind of like a documentary series type thing, because that's going to be getting ready for the show. You'll see everything, how I'm packing, me going to Vegas and walking through the trade show, meeting with different people, hopefully have people buying from me, be able to show you all the different ins and outs of the show, because it's like 3 different parts. They have like your vendor part where people come in and buy, and then they have like your wholesale part, which is, I guess, it's like trimmings and fabrics and textiles, and then they have a completely separate part that I just learned about this week, which is all for like women's clothing, just because there's so much of a variety of things to choose from, and what goes into the garments that we typically don't have to do for men's. So it's like a 3-part show, and I'm hoping to get as much of that as possible on video as I possibly can, just so I can show people here like what's going on an international level, although we're still here at home.
So it's not gonna be like a runway and anything like that.
No, it's all businesses just trying to meet new businesses and find the next best thing and make connections, and everybody's there to make money. So that's what I'm super excited for, and then definitely for the fall collection. I'm going to do like a vintage like Teddy Pendergrass type collection. It's gonna be called Come and Go With Us. That's gonna be the name of it. And I have a lot of ideas and plans, and
that's gonna be interesting.
Ready to go to try to bring that that old school, that love vibe for it. And I didn't touch on this, but I'd love to if I have a little bit of time.
Yes, go ahead.
So this is a big thing to me, is I feel that a lot of the times for fashion, the way we are represented is by people that aren't us, if that makes sense.
Wow.
So everyone is showing us who they want us to be. But since they haven't lived as us, they don't have the same cultural background as us. They don't have, the same upbringing. There's a lot of things that get chopped off and left out that make us who we are, that we do on a regular day-to-day basis in our homes. But since they are never there and they don't live that same lifestyle, it's easy to be left out and just show the corporate or the marketed side of, what we're supposed to look like to society. But, being from fully submerged in the culture and who we are, I know that from day one until now, and I want to incorporate everything. Things used to be so much more like love and affection and bring people together. And like, it's a certain way that I want us to be treated that I don't see we get treated. So like, why would I not build that myself? Yeah. So when we come to the store and, we have pop-ups and we're doing things, I'm talking to you, giving you respect, doing things that should happen on a day-to-day basis. But I feel like we're so programmed to think that, we should feel honored to be in these other places when it's not true because we have the money. Yeah. So when you're coming to me, I'm not saying I'm just trying to get your money, but I'm going to give you all the respect that I know other places aren't really going to do. Yeah. And there's no and once you get that type of experience, it's no reason why you're going to want less. Yeah. If that makes sense. That do. So that's like Three Scoops is cool, it's fun, but at the end of the day, like I want to show us like a level that everybody needs to treat us at, because that's where I'm going to treat us at, and we don't need to drop the bar from there. We just need to keep going because we're spending the money. We're the biggest purchasers in the fashion industry, but we don't get treated. We don't get treated that way. So it's like that doesn't make sense. Like I'm not going to go to Balenciaga and be happy that you spoke to me. No, where's my wine? Where's my cheese? Where's my person that's going to come fit my clothes if I want that? Like, where are these services that we can do for ourselves? So that's my overall idea, is just to give us a place to call home with so much of our vintage history and all the great stuff we've done, rather than, what I feel like they just try to show the crash and burn of our culture. Just, this worked for a little bit, now it doesn't, and it's gone, so we got to do something else. No, there's a whole history back there of love that you guys, not going to say you guys, but a lot of people don't know how to show, or don't even know it exists because they weren't there. But we've been here. That love gonna sell them clothes. So like that's the what I was trying to get to earlier. The full encompass of the brand. It's just really giving us something and treating us a way that I want to be treated when I go somewhere. Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure I go above and beyond for us to have that same treatment that I envision. Yeah,
it's been great, man. It's been great, and like I said, very informative and educated. My next thing is I want you to give them, how can they get in contact with you?
So to get in contact with us, you can follow us on Instagram, you can follow us on Twitter, and also Facebook as well. It's just at 3 Scoops, and that's the word 3, and Scoops does have 3 O's in it. So yes, THREESCOOOPS on all social platforms. If you're looking to get clothing manufactured or customs of one-on-ones, we do have that link on our Instagram as well. So it's in the bio. It will say, manufacturing services. You can click on there, schedule a free consultation. It's about 15 minutes, and we can just discuss whatever your ideas are, and I'll give you the best way to make those come to life, even if you work with me or not. It's about you and, what you want to make. So those are the and www.3scoops.com. Those are the best ways to get in contact with us.
Folks, there you have it. So please go and follow them on all platforms. And it's been great having you. I really enjoyed you.
Thank you so
much.
Like
I said, and we're gonna connect a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
Like I say, even out, maybe come out, cup of coffee or something, and sit down and talk, man, because you got a lot. You got a lot to say, and I got a lot to listen to. So, man, we glad to have you on the show. And looking forward, for your business to grow. And as I always say, I just love saying, and it's kind of, it's catchy, but I always say we's out of time, but we's not out of fashion. So we're going to get with y'all later. Y'all have a great evening. Peace.